Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Echoes Across Time Legacy videocast. I'm Jeff Kay, your host and I am with Michael Teague, who is a senior protection advisor. He is with Protect Mom NJ, and with that, Michael, let's get into it.
Jeff, good morning. Good morning, any and everyone who will be watching. And Jeff, as always, I'm truly appreciative not only of the camaraderie we share, yet also to be a guest on your show. Thank you.
Oh, always a pleasure.
Always.
So, you spent like what, decades in healthcare leadership before this?
You're aging me, Jeff. You're aging me. So I spent from 2002 until 2022 in corporate America in healthcare. And since 2022 to present, I've been an independent contractor slash entrepreneur still in the healthcare space.
Okay, so what does this new position bring to the table now?
Good question. So, Jeff, what it brings to the table is a commitment to keeping people safe, mostly seniors because of the age demographic, yet anyone who is at risk for a fall. What I bring to the table, and I'm a dealer with senior protection. Also, my venture through that is Protect Mom New Jersey. And because I'm a New Jersey resident, of course, Protect Mom New Jersey, if there's someone watching out of state, I can still provide a solution for your loved one who may be at risk for falls.
That's amazing. It really is. Now, your site says protecting aging parents isn't simply my business, it's my commitment. So, what's exactly the story behind that line?
Good question. So, in the 20 plus years, at least in corporate healthcare, now for, of course, as an independent contractor, I've been involved in several different areas. Hospice, which of course is end of life and comfort. I think that's an important designation. Palliative care, because part of hospice care is making sure that patients are pain free. Also, I've been involved in senior living, home health for a short period of time, and pharmaceuticals. The theme that runs across all of those components of healthcare, and I've been on the operations side as well as the sales side through director level, has been a commitment to providing care for patients. And so by extension, this particular opportunity and solution is still within the realm of taking care of patients, quote unquote, and by extension, people. So that's my commitment to make sure that people are safe.
Now, how does, I mean, this seems like a pretty niche uh, position, and especially this company. So how did you transition from what you did to this? Is there a specific moment or experience with your own family
But
or client that made this personal for
Jeff,
you?
Jeff, you ask excellent questions. I love it. So I have multiple verticals within the healthcare space. I do want to focus on Protect Mom New Jersey senior protection. Again, my commitment is to provide patients slash persons with care. This is simply another way of caring for patients. As we age, in particular, as the aging process causes our bodies to change, let me not say decline, increasingly, people can be at risk for falls. One fall can change one's. I'm just getting a call. My apologies. One fall can, in its most extreme occurrence, can cause irreparable damage. Hips broken, bones broken, head trauma, you see. So providing care means for those families who are proactive rather than reactive, and I may return to that phrase later throughout this interview and podcast, can then keep patients safe. So just to, if I was to graph it, hospice, keeping patients comfortable at the end of life. Palliative care, keeping patients comfortable. Assisted living, providing a safe, hospitable, welcoming place for persons to then age. Home health, providing staffing, healthcare staffing, again, for comfort and care. Pharmaceuticals, providing medication, and I was in medical device, providing a medical solution that then, again, treats chronic illness. So it's a niche on the one hand, Jeff, but it's also it's part of a continuum. For 24 years that I've been in the front lines of caring for patients and families.
That's awesome. Now, but
Thank you.
I'm going to take you away from the healthcare space for a second.
No
My,
problem.
my son, who's 32,
Yes, sir.
had to be rushed to the hospital yesterday
My goodness.
because he had a compressed disc in his spine.
Mm.
The doctor said if he fell, he would have been paralyzed from the neck down.
Yes.
So you see where I'm going with this.
Yes,
So
I do, sir.
is this something that is just not for the senior community, but a broader scope potentially?
Yes. And Jeff, I appreciate you sharing that. And I want to speak to this clearly. So there are two pieces. One is proactive, the other is interventional, if that's a word. I think intervention is a word. of or
It
pertaining
is
to an
now.
intervention, right? So families, I'm speaking to families. It's a matter of safety proofing your home first. And I do have a home safety checklist that free of charge, no obligation. I think, Jeff, I did email it to you. You can include it for download. So is the home environment safe? Because that in and of itself can prevent falls. For someone who is at risk for a fall, then a PERS, a personal emergency response system, is what is needed as the intervention. And that is either a home monitoring system and or a personal wearable device, pendant, watch, etc. Now, for someone who, if they will fall, it would cause irreparable damage, then there's another level of intervention that may mean that the person needs a supervised situation, either for a few hours per day or all day. See what I'm saying? That is a little bit beyond the scope of what this solution provides, but because of my years in healthcare, I understand the different levels of intervention.
But I guess what I'm saying, just to clarify,
Yes.
even though your expertise is in senior care, you don't
Yes.
necessarily have to be a senior to take advantage of your services.
Absolutely not. So anyone of any age who is at risk for a fall, my recommendation is the home safety checklist, if you don't already have one, to make sure your home is safety oriented. And then when someone, regardless of age, is at risk for a fall, then the solution, and I didn't mention this, Jeff, and I appreciate you asking the follow-up question, is it's real-time fall detection. It goes beyond the help button, because here's the piece with the help button, and it's the first step. I don't want anyone to think that I'm criticizing someone who has purchased a help button for his or her loved one. If the person can't depress the button, a fall, you still can't detect the fall. However, through technology, real-time fall detection means when the device senses a fall, that triggers an automatic alert to emergency services or should I say to the home station, if you will. So at senior protection. Then the patient will be called, the loved one will be called, and emergency services will be called. That is the benefit of what is called real-time fall detection as it pertains to a personal emergency response system. I hope I made that clear.
You did. So now I'm going to ask another question. I do have my digital memories. I also have Jeff K Studios, which operates in the senior care space. As part of Jeff K Studios, I do sell something called My ID, which
Hmm.
which if somebody falls and you're notified, what My ID does is the first responder can scan their QR code and get their complete medical history. So, is that something that could supplement what you do, or does your stuff do the same thing?
100% correct. It's a good supplement. And I believe that the part of the account or the subscription with senior protection it does have some demographic information. Now, for full medical history, I'm not sure, but what you're doing with the ID is a good complement to that. So Jeff, we need to work together really beyond this to make sure that we're doing our best to keep, and I won't keep saying seniors safe, but people safe. So yes, it is a good complement to what you're doing.
Yeah, because I see your stuff not only helping the elder care, I see it helping people who have maybe back pain, neck pain, or and that are seriously at risk if they fall, that could leave them paralyzed, or I don't want to
Yes,
say worse, but you know what I mean.
I do. 100%, Jeff. I think we're you and I, and if there are any professionals, healthcare professionals watching, we're in the people care business. Yes, it's business. It's the people care business. It's not so. And I believe in terms of preparing for this interview, you asked me, one of the questions was, why you considered yourself an advisor, trusted advisor, not a salesperson. I'm not in the medical device business. I'm not in the real-time fall detection business. You're not in the studio business or the patient ID business. We're in the people care business that happens to include real-time fall detection, Jeff K Studios, and My ID. And I think, Jeff, the minute that we lose sight of that, then we have to really reflect upon our motivation. For 24 years, for those who are vetting me, and I'm on LinkedIn, by the way, for those who are vetting me, I have 24 years consistently of prioritizing patient care, whether I was on the operational side of the business, quote unquote, or the sales side. It's about caring for people.
That's awesome. Now,
Yes, sir.
walk me through what happens after a family fills out your form or calls you. What's the first conversation like?
Yes. So on the website, there is a contact form and a click to call. In testing it, click to call works best from a cell phone. That said, I get a call from Mr. Jones, and Mr. Jones says, Mike, my wife is at risk for fall. First thing I'm going to do is what is called a needs assessment. What are the conditions? What are the issues, etc. I'm getting a full picture. Then I will take them to the website because the picture's worth 1,000 words, and it's the seniorprotection.us. And then we will explore what is the best personal emergency response system related solution for them. So we tailor make the solution to the person. I think that's what needs to be done. It's not a one size fits all. Now, for any healthcare professional who's watching or will be watching, there's such a thing called care planning. And in hospice, what we learned was we have to individualize the plan of care. And I think that's probably spans every element of healthcare, from hospitals to nursing homes to assisted livings, et cetera. You tailor the plan to the person. Likewise, you tailor the solution with Protect Mom New Jersey. We tailor the solution to the person.
Awesome. Now, in given everything you said, this basically it's not just a one-time setup. It's basically an ongoing relationship.
Has to be. I think I think from a care perspective, it has to be. From a business perspective, it is customer experience and care that then influences future sales. So it has to be an ongoing relationship. It's
Awesome.
me, and just to specify it, Jeff, I'm going to contact the families periodically. How is it going? Are there any issues or concerns? Again, I want to be proactive rather than reactive, so that I can respond. And in my previous work in corporate, responsiveness to communication is vitally important. How many of us who are watching have texted someone and didn't get a text back for several days? Or you call a healthcare organization, and you have to go through 25 prompts and then the call disconnects. Right?
Gotta love it.
It's happened to me. And I respect and appreciate and utilize AI on a regular basis.
Now,
The human component, in my opinion, can't be replaced. Conversely, the human component is still an essential part of this process. And I prioritize the human component.
so important.
Yes.
Now, what's the feedback you hear most often from adult children after their parents start using one of these systems?
Yes. So I have few studies, and it's peace of mind. So you have Michael Smith. That's not my last name. I'm just using a fictitious name. Michael Smith, who lives in New Jersey, and his parents have retired to Florida. They don't want to be snowbirds. They want to live in the sunny weather year round. Once he has that device, or has deployed, if I could use that language, that device, mom or dad have that device. Now Michael Smith in New Jersey can rest well, knowing that should a fall occur, he will know.
Which leads me into my next question.
Yes,
Independence is what comes up on your site a lot. So,
yes,
how do you see
yes.
that playing out for the seniors themselves and not just their families?
Here's a piece that I just thought about. When one has a wearable device, one can leave the home. The senior can leave the home. The senior who may still be able to drive, can still play tennis, play golf, go to the supermarket. Independence. He or she can do it on his or her own, knowing that in the event of a fall, God forbid, it will be detected. So now the senior does not have to stay at home saying, all right, well, I have my wall monitor at home, so now I have to stay home just in case I fall. No, I have a wearable device, and we have a watch, we have a pendant that can be detachable, and you can wear it on your belt. It can loop into the belt, so it's still, what's the word I'm looking for? It's concealed, in the sense if someone is apprehensive about it being seen, it doesn't have to be seen, but it still will exist and provide the fall detection, real-time fall detection that's needed.
Yeah, I see that as being a real benefit, especially when, and I mean, if you pair it with the My ID system that I offer, you got the fall detection, plus you got when the first responder shows up, you scan the code, you have their complete medical history, so everybody knows exactly what's going on. So
Love
that's
it.
really neat.
Here's where it works out, Jeff. And here's where both complement the other. If Miss Brown is at the supermarket, and she has her groceries, she's pushing the cart toward her car and happens to fall. If she has My ID, now the first responders who come to the grocery store, shopping center parking lot, can have the QR code, scan, and get everything. So it's a good complement. Both complement the other.
Absolutely. Now, if a family's on the fence right now, maybe they're worried about cost or worried about it'll upset their parents, what would you say to them?
What I would say is two things. For the cost factor, I believe our initial device that has real-time fall detection starts at $49.99 per month. So you figure 500, let's say 50 times 12, $600. So, compare that with what the cost of a fall, right?
Now,
It's
now,
worth the investment. Here's the other piece, and I said that I would return to this. We cannot engage in the paralysis of analysis, thinking about something so much that by the time we decide to do it, something has already happened, or the fascination with procrastination. We wait so long that by the time we do it, we engage it, there's a problem. So once you've assessed, the person has assessed that their loved one is at risk for a fall, contact me. Because the cost of a fall, physical, mental, spiritual, and financial, can be much, much more costly than investing $50 a month for safety insurance. And that's what it is. $600 per year for safety insurance.
well, it's funny you should mention insurance because, like my other company, my digital memories, we deal with photo and media insurance. So we prevent your deterioration, and aging, and and we also do the reconstruction of photos. So yeah, I'm all familiar with the insurance aspect. So that's a really great analogy.
And Jeff, if I can just add, so who wants to buy auto insurance? And it gets more expensive every year, and the down payment is more every year, a bigger percentage of the overall premium. Health insurance can be expensive, but we need it. Life insurance, etc. Right? Liability insurance for those who are in business, directors and officers insurance, all of the insurance concepts. Why not have safety insurance? And that's what a real-time fall detection is. And with my ID, whatever the cost is, it's still safety insurance. So
Well,
I hope that analogy impacts people. We have to be proactive.
well, given the option, if you were buying a car and you had two options, one car with an airbag, one car without, which would you pick?
Without hesitation. and
Make it simple.
and again, I hadn't bought a car in a while, but I believe if I and Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong. Before you drive the car off the lot, it's got to be insured, right?
Yep.
There you go. See what I'm saying? Because A, you want to protect yourself, but B, the dealership wants to protect itself. Like before you drive the car off the lot, you need to be insured, Mr. Teague. And if you have a new car, it's full coverage.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Everybody wants their pound of flesh, so to speak.
there you go.
Now, what's the one thing you want every New Jersey family or people outside Jersey, I can't speak now, with an aging parent to know if when to call you?
So I want to encourage every family member who is watching now or maybe watching. Assess your loved one to ascertain if he or she is at a risk for fall. You will have a free downloadable checklist. Use it. If you assess that, contact me so that you can have peace of mind knowing that your loved one is being monitored actually for a fall.
So, and I know your contact information is going to be on that form, but for the people listening, what is the best way to contact you to start that conversation?
Yes, so the website, and I'm actually upgrading the website right now. It's a functional landing page. It's www.protectmomnewjersey.com. There's a contact form on the site, and also from your cell phone, if you depress click to call, you will be able to contact me directly.
Awesome. Now, in closing, is there anything you'd like to say? Have I missed any?
Yes.
I missed anything?
So, so let me share with people how we met, Jeff. We met through the Geriatric Advisory Council, uh, founded and President Seymour Semaya. I call him the godfather of geriatrics. That is how we met. Shout out to him. I want to encourage anyone who may want to be part of a geriatric community of professionals who care about patients to join. And I think it's important, Jeff, for people to know how we met. You know what I mean? And that you have my
You're old. You
respect.
remember that?
Say that again.
I said you're old. You remember?
I'm 62 years young. That's how we met. And again, Jeff's a good man. I've always had his respect. I mean, he's always had my respect, and I hope I've had his, of course.
Well,
But
thank you.
that's how we met. And it's about a community of caring professionals. That's what we are.
And and for anybody who wants to join the GAC, please feel free to reach out to me, and that link will also be in this video.
Yes.
So, with that being said, I think that's a wrap. And for anybody in the healthcare space, or if you provide a senior service, we'd love to interview you. It's free of
Yes.
charge. We don't charge for it. I have a link for you to fill out a form, which will be on this video, and you'll get promoted on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. So, yeah, video gets edited. We add all your contact information. So, it's a free resource. So, please feel free to reach out. So,
Reach out.
Michael,
Reach out, everybody.
Michael, thank you.